Okay, so my top 5 My Little Pony episodes. The last 4 are kind of on even grounds. I like them each for different reasons. But since only one of them doesn't have, and then I have a few honorable mentions, but since only one of them doesn't have, of the last 4 doesn't have Discord, I'll mention that one first. Brotherhood Social, because first off, Big Mac in a dress, how can you not? Almost as epic as Princess Big Mac. Almost. And second of all, I kind of know how it feels to realize that things have changed, even though you really don't feel like you've changed. And so it feels like everybody else has outgrown you and you're kind of just left behind.
Yeah.
Plus, I mean, it was just fun having Big Mac in a dress. And
it's a common theme with this thing. I'm the only one who didn't pick an episode with Big Mac in a dress, I think.
Oh, yeah.
or female regalia.
You know, does Big Mac have something he wants to admit to everybody that he's a cross-dresser, or is that just me?
I mean, he does drag the tractor around, so maybe he drags other things. I'm not judging. He's very pretty, although he did overdo it on the makeup a little bit.
Yeah.
But I mean, that could just be a southern.
It was like his first time.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, so
it does seem like the stereotypic wannabe Southern belles, where they, the what is it, Miss Universe type thing, or not that, but like what do you call the one with the babies?
Oh, toddlers and tiaras?
That sort of thing. It's kind of like that, where they don't really know what they're doing, so they put on whorish amounts of makeup. I mean, he could be forgiven that.
Yeah.
Also, carrying on with Big Mac, what about Discord? Because that would be really freaking awesome. That game of Ogres and Oubliettes. I would love that.
I don't think that was What About Discord.
It was. It was.
That wasn't.
No, that was the other one. I forgot what it was called. Then. Dungeons and Discord.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Sorry.
God, I'd love to play that game.
Yes, I would. That would be so much fun.
I've actually never played a game of D&D.
I played a couple, but they all were kind of faux games. One of them was actually a game called Dragon Strike with my dad when I was a kid. Another game of actual D&D was played with a couple of friends of mine. Well, my cousin and a friend of ours. And he died. It was his birthday last Saturday. But he had his characters Laverne and Shirley, and my cousin had her characters Jack and Rose, like Jack Harkness and Rose Tyler. And so they spent the entire time, Jack was trying to hit on the monsters and trying to seduce them.
So Jack was the bard?
I don't remember. But he was trying to hit on all of the monsters and stuff, and I think he did cop a feel on one of the ogres or cave trolls or something. And Laverne and Shirley spent the entire time, quote unquote, exploring a back room, and really they spent the entire time shagging. It was kind of and then they ended up wandering off to my cousin and our friend ended up wandering off to shag in their room. It's like she needed to go get something, and about an hour later they come down all disheveled. And I'm just like, I'm guessing we're putting the game away. yeah.
Yeah.
And then another time I played with some fellow voice actors over Skype. We had a D&D game kind of going, but one of my friends ended up getting drunk, and his character ended up getting drunk and just like groping everybody and being all weird. I really need new friends.
Yeah. Now, anytime I've tried to do D&D, we've gotten to like the character creation, and then everybody's like, "Yeah, we don't want to do this." I'm like, "Damn it!"
Yeah, I have played My Little Pony version of D&D though. Not Ogres, No Oubliettes, but like a Friendship is Magic one at Tabletop Gaming at Winnie City. So.
Oh, nice.
Hey, if you do come next year, you can check it out.
I do plan on it.
Time.
But the one thing missing from that episode, shining armor.
Yes, that would have been awesome, but he was busy he was busy off in the Pixel Empire.
So Discord could pop in, hey.
Yeah, but I mean, Discord already spent the entire episode fighting, not wanting to play in the first place, and being all like, "Oh, you guys are so lame."
Yeah, it's funny that Discord didn't want to play at first. I mean, Discord.
Yeah, but I mean, that's not his type of game to begin with, and he sees it kind of nerdy, which a lot of people do.
It's chaotic!
That's not how he viewed it. Besides, it's actually pretty organized. You have it has very concise rules and stuff. So.
No, he secretly wanted to be the dungeon master, because...
Yeah, he did end up the dungeon master.
See, all D&D games have very precise rules, and we all see how that goes.
True. This is true.
The rules merely make to contain the chaos somewhat. It's going to be chaotic. It's just a matter of to what degree.
Yeah.
True. I want to grope this cave troll. All right, if you roll a 17 or higher, it actually works.
God.
Oh my gosh, you rolled a 20. Okay.
You're now a happily married couple.
True. He should have enjoyed it. He did enjoy it at the end.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like the episode with Rainbow Dash and her broken wing, and it's like, that's for nerds. I don't want to be nerdy.
I'm an egghead.
Oh my god, I'm an egghead. I'm a nerd. It's like, embrace the nerddom.
I never really got where egghead came from.
No idea. I could look it up later.
Okay, so Dungeons and Discord.
Okay, so that was 2. To Wear Him Back Again.
Alright. You're going to see a pattern in this these episode selections, people.
Well, it has Trixie and Discord, and I didn't like the whole, Discord looking like a total buffoon, but it worked for the story.
Oh god, that was a good episode. I can't believe I forgot that one.
He was a bit of a clumsy Draconicus, but...
Yeah. Clumsy? Oh, I guess I was. Infidel! Intruder! We really need to come up with a new catchphrase. That was fun, and I enjoyed the character development with basically all 3 of them, and how they kind of had to come together and grow as characters to get over themselves and their egos to become better friends to save their friends.
And Thorax had to grow one.
Yeah. And of course, that scene with all the Fluttershies and that, like, oh, that is just not fair.
No, my favorite part was like, oh, they kidnapped the ponies. Oh, they have Fluttershy too. Like, what?
Yeah, it's like, oh my gosh, they kidnapped so and so and so and so. It's like, they kidnapped Fluttershy. Where are they? Let me at And they managed to, again, diminish the Deus Ex Machina of Discord's powers and, powerless.
Discord is really good at losing his powers or making them unable to use them.
Well, from a writing perspective, you kind of have to do that. You have to block
Otherwise,
off
he can
Discord.
solve everything.
Yeah, otherwise the episode lasts 2 minutes. They took
Yeah, it's like this.
and snap, and they're all dead, and Fluttershy is back home in her castle.
Yeah, it's like this character is all power. It's like this character is all powerful. He's a good guy. Okay, lose powers.
Or
Yeah,
he has to be put out of commission. Otherwise, just especially if they've got someone like Fluttershy, it's like it's like no, that would be over in 5 minutes, in a minute, and it would be there would be a lot of dead changelings.
Or in some cases, mysteriously not there. My Little Pony movie.
Yeah, they will be. They'll be unalive.
No. He was saying Discord was mysteriously not there in that episode.
Yeah, that's basically...
He was there at the end during the party.
Yeah.
I got invited to the friendship thing.
Great help you are, Discord. The world almost died for the 5th time this year.
He didn't know. He was dusting his house.
He was watching Golden Girls.
I could see that.
Unfortunately, equestrian cell phones do not work in the realm of chaos.
Yeah. I mean, even
the roaming charges are through the roof.
Tell me about it.
Especially when sometimes there isn't a roof.
Yeah.
Because I imagine his house changes depending on his mood.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's open air concept, sometimes not.
So I forgot the title of the episode. Discordant Harmony, I think it's called.
Speaking of Discord's house.
Yep. I almost forgot about that one, but then we were talking about, dusting the thing and stuff, and I'm like, it was actually make new friends but keep Discord, because I love that jealousy he has, but I actually like a little bit better the whole how much he is willing to change for Fluttershy.
Yeah.
It just shows how much he cares for her and how important she is. Like,
she was his first friend.
That is just Fluttercord ship sailing away. Okay. Yeah.
And I think we should change the name of this video to Doc's Top 5 Discord episodes.
No, it's not, because my number 1 does not have Discord. It doesn't have any of my favorite characters as main characters in it. But I have my own reasons. But the Discordant Harmony, I love the fact that it also shows his powers. Like, it shows the limitations and the concept of his powers.
Yeah, it's like, I gotta act chaotic or I will literally die.
Exactly. If you aren't yourself, who are you?
Yeah.
And it just has a whole existential crisis built into his character. And Fluttershy's reaction of, but I want you to be you. That's what I like about you.
Yeah,
you don't have to be the same to be friends or be more than friends. It's not your similarities. Differences help to make it a stronger relationship.
Yeah,
because if you're identical, I don't know about you, I hate myself, so I would probably hate somebody who's identical to me.
No, I'd be like, there can only be one.
There can be only one.
Yeah. And it's like, yeah, Discord, I chaotic all you want. Just please don't torment Equestria. Yeah.
And his chaos is helpful, except when you're creating killer pineapples.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, pineapples are just gross. Why not just...
I love pineapples. Shut the fuck up.
No, just create killer pine cones.
They stink.
Eh.
Killer apples. I like that one.
How old do you think Discord is? He's definitely older than Luna and Celestia.
He's one of those, I was old when the world was young sort of characters.
Yeah, he's probably as old as creation.
Yeah.
His chaos has been in the world forever, so he's probably as old as the world.
And it depends on the origin theories of Equestria and how it formed, and whether he is purely equestrian, which I don't think he is, because he is transdimensional, as we have seen. So he could technically be older than time itself.
And he could experience time non-linearly in some ways. Like he he's fairly linear now, but like he loops and does all sorts of things. That would be more chaos.
Yeah, but he's linear now because of his friends.
Yes.
It's kind of like the Doctor, how he is non-linear. He is wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey ball of stuff. He goes anywhere, anywhen. But he tends to stick to a linear timeline when visiting visiting Earth, and especially, Unit and his companions who he leaves there, because it is easier for the humans that he is visiting. Because if you have kind of like how he is with River Song, and it's like, wait, we need to sync up our timelines, it's a little too confusing for mere humans. Even though River Song is technically human, she is also part Time Lord because of the Artron vortex, but that's besides the point.
Weird science, Bubble Jubbo.
Technobabble is the term.
Yeah, Time Lord bunk beds.
Yeah, I guess those bunk beds didn't quite work. But yeah, so he is quite possibly a non-linear, interdimensional quantum creature, but because his friends are on a linear temporal plane, he sticks to one timeline just to make it easier on them.
Yeah.
He wouldn't stress out his precious Fluttershy. So, yeah, that's... It was either between that and making friends but keep Discord as my number 2. But my top one is Tanks for the Memories.
Aww. Why did you have to do this to me? Don't pull my heartstrings.
Well, I have a genuine reason for that. That episode aired right after my dad was diagnosed.
Ooh.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That'll do it.
So, that parallel, it struck a chord, and it was actually kind of cathartic, too, because, well, I mean, technically, psychology has realized that you don't actually follow the Dabda grieving process like they showed in the series.
I have no idea what that is.
It's basically the 5 stages of grief, but they're sort of...
Like
They're more like these are things that generally happen. You won't always hit every one of them, and some of them will last very short amount of time, and some will last very long amount of time, depending on who it is.
Go in order, even though in this episode it went in order because they're generalizing and they're making it, they're simplifying it for children, but also it's the most generally accepted order. Denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance is the generic order of it. But people don't always go through it in that order, and sometimes you jump around, and sometimes you feel two of them at the same time, or you feel like in a different order, and then you jump back. So, like, you feel even after you've hit acceptance, you can sometimes go back to denial or back to bargaining or back to any of the other stages.
Yeah. Hello?
Yeah.
I'm not the only one that can hear Doc, right?
I can't hear her either.
Okay, just making sure. No, still.
To have that.
There you go. Hey, Doc, you went mute.
You dropped out for a few minutes. For a minute.
Oh. Where did it cut off?
Something about five. Yeah.
You were thinking you were going through the stages of grief.
Okay, so yeah, and it does go in different orders, but they kept it more compact and linear for a younger audience, and because it's easier to portray in such a short amount of time.
Yeah.
And also, it made the story work better in that order. Because, I mean, having the bargaining at that point, her equivalent of bargaining was her trying to sabotage Winter and just like trying to be like, no, pushing it back. And if they had put that in any different point within the stage, switched the order of the stages, it wouldn't have flowed as well from a storytelling perspective.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was kind of cathartic for me as well, because it kind of brought that to light and made it more like, you know how, okay, it's okay to feel that way. It's okay to go through that.
Yeah.
Because I am very much I'll deal with this shit, any of my mental issues on my own. And I may say them, but I don't actually express my emotions very well, like at all. But especially not in front of other people. And so having that kind of solidarity did really help with going through those stages as I did.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the one that I knew, like, okay, I know that's my number one. Now I have to figure out the rest. And I was trying to make the rest not all Discord, but I failed.
Hey, Discord's an awesome character. It's what got me to the show.
I did before that. I did have Crusaders of the Lost Mark before, but you'd already mentioned that. So I had Suited for Success because of the time of year it is Chicago TARDIS time, it is convention time, I know exactly what this bitch is feeling like, and I actually use the song Art of the Dress in the background as I'm working. In fact, when I was making my Posey costume, that is one of the things I was listening to as I was singing along to as I was making the costume, because all that hand sewing and all that, like, I had her propped up on a pole, kind of looked like a bird stand almost. in order to keep her like upright. And I was like laying on the ground, half in, half out, like a mechanic trying to sew her together.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Suited for Success isn't like one of my favorite episodes, but because of the time of year, I really understand that.
Yeah.
Also, as far as like not, honorable mentions, Fame and Misfortune, because and what was the one? I forgot the name of it now, but the one with Fluttershy being Flutter Guy.
Oh, Bridal Gossip, and also Philly Vanilli.
Philly Vanilli, that was the one. Because I understand where that's coming from, and the Philly Vanilli, I had such feels for her at that point, because that is why I stopped voice acting. Like, I stopped being so adamant about voice acting, stopped being like, oh yeah, I'm a voice actor, because the concept of fame is petrifying to me. And then Fame and Misfortune is one of the reasons why, because it's like, I do not want people in my personal business, and I am really, really bad with, I compartmentalize everything. My entire life is put into little boxes, and when I'm at work, I'm one character, and when I'm home, I am another character, and I do not let those meet. And even like people talking about one to the other is really uncomfortable to me.
Yeah.
So the concept of fame and having everything shown a light on and everything being just out in the open is just really petrifying to me.
Yeah,
so,
you're probably the type of person that wants the money minus the fame.
Yeah, well, no, not really. I don't want it for the money. I enjoy it. I enjoy doing the voices, and I enjoy the acting aspect. And
if you can both do the work and remain anonymous, but everybody know who that anonymous thing, have like a nom de guerre for it, where everybody knows that that's that person doing that voice work, so you can feel like, oh, that's nice, but they're not actually going after you.
No, I don't want even that. I just want to be able to do it and enjoy doing it, and not have the recognition at all.
Yeah, and like when you read like,
nice. I mean, I wouldn't say no to the money, but I don't want any of the recognition. I want just to be able to do it and have fun doing it and enjoy what I'm doing. Maybe get paid, maybe not. I don't really care about the money so much, because to me, doing things for money is a job, and it makes it not fun anymore. That's why I don't sell my artwork. That's why I don't do paid projects like that, because I just don't feel comfortable having that responsibility level.
Yeah.
I work for money. I don't play for money.
The reason why I stopped doing voice acting a little bit is because like 3 times in a row, I found something, they said yes, I recorded like an hour or 2 of voice work, pages of it, and I send it to them, and like I get nothing back. It's like, so you're using it, and they just don't reply at all. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah. That's one of the big problems with this voice work, is like getting a group that will actually, and a director that actually does something with it and doesn't immediately fall apart. Like,
I mean, I wouldn't be upset if they said, hey, I didn't really like it, I'm going to choose somebody else. That would be fine, but just nothing at all. It's kind of mean.
It's also kind of just like, okay. Or I've actually had people use it and then just not say shit about it. Like, there was one project that really early on I had done, and it was basically a Power Ranger Mary Sue character for some fan fiction, apparently, or something. And I didn't really know exactly what it was specifically, because all she sent me were my lines. And, oh, I want this in this voice. And I'm like, all right. Because honestly, I do it more for the fun of doing it than for any legitimate reason. So I did it, and then I sent it in to her, and she's like, okay, cool. And I found out later through Twitter, no less, because because I had my email connected to one of my Twitter accounts, and because I had emailed her the files, she showed up on my, oh, you know this person? And I looked at her thing, and it said, like, it showed she apparently posts to her Twitter when she posts a video or something. And so it showed her posting the video, and it was so, like, dumb, because those videos of people posting songs and they have just the lyrics, like, on the screen as the song is playing?
Yeah.
It was kind of like that, but the fanfic.
Oh.
And I'm just like, and this is why I'm anonymous.
Anyway, anything else?
And I had one more honorable mention, Breakup Breakdown, because that is just so cute.
It has both Discord and a Big Mac. So not an address this time.
Not an address this time. But it was just such a cute episode. Like, his personality in that was just total Q. I loved how he spent the entire time working on the wagon in the bottle. That was what happened. To show that, oh yeah, I had this entire thing planned out from the beginning to teach you a lesson. And of course, Crusaders of the Lost Mark, but you guys mentioned that, so I'm like, I'm not going to mention that again.
Yes. If you watched the other two videos, I think both of us picked it. So, see, that's one of the nice advantages of going first, is that I get my choices picked.
Well, I mean,
you could have picked it, but
you guys helped me narrow down my choices, because I also had to do Princess's Dream of
Magic Sheep,
because Princess Big Mac, and so. And I mean, it was just a fun overall episode. I mean, those nightmares were hilarious. But I mean, it helped me narrow that one away because that was already mentioned.
Watch me solo on this flute.
That is.
I do kind of love that her completely just Batmaning up, fighting changelings. Oh, this is your nightmare? No, this is like my best dream. I love this thing. And then and then it pans over. Then it goes to the sunflowers. It's like,
no. And I also had as an honorable mention, what about Discord? Because I understood those feels. I actually, back when I was younger, I would hate going to sleep because I would feel like I'm missing out on something, and like my paranoia and anxiety would just like get the better of me. And I'd be like, no, I can't go to sleep. I can't, because then they're going to talk about me, or they're going to have fun, and I'm not going to understand what's going on, and I'm going to miss something.
Yeah.
Also, a fun movie in What About Bob?
Never heard of it.
Bill Murray he's basically he's a wreck psychologically. Like he has loads of disorders, and like the whole thing is him just driving his psychiatrists insane. If you run across it, it's a fun little movie, but I had to watch it in health class. It's like, name off.
Really?
Yeah, I think it was health class. It's like, name off all the disorders that you name off disorders you see in the movie. You know, and that was sort of, and it does go through a bunch of disorders. It was a fun little movie.
Yeah.
But that's what I think. That's where What About Discord got its name.
That's interesting.